One of the things I've missed most while living full-time on the road has been making art. I'm Casey, and for a little over a year now, I've been living nomadically in my self-converted camper van with my cat, Olive. Before we started Vanlife, I had about a million creative hobbies I used to immerse myself in. I've tried my hand at pretty much every hobby you can find an aisle for in a craft store, from painting to woodworking to quilting. I never had a shortage of outlets for my artistic expression when I was living in an apartment. But now, I just don't have the physical space for a lot of the materials and tools that I used to use to create. Every purchase I make now, I ask myself, do I want to sacrifice room here in the van for this item? And is it worth the added weight to my rig? That being said, in the last 2 weeks, I made a big decision to pursue an art form I have wanted to try for years, and I did not make it lightly. I mean, literally, the materials are fairly heavy and highly impractical for van life, if I'm honest, but it is something I've dreamed of doing for a long time now, and I've been loving every second of the process. This is what it's like making off-grid stained glass art as a total beginner. So this is the sketch I did to get a general idea for my design, and I used some watercolors to try to feel out what color glass I wanted in each section. And then I actually transferred this over and drew the final version of it onto some vinyl sticker paper. So all of these sections are what I'm gonna cut out and actually put on my glass as my template for making all of my cuts. I think when I originally drew this, I thought it was gonna be pretty simple, and then by the time I put it on my sticker paper and numbered all the pieces, I realized there's 27 of them, which might be a little bit overly ambitious for my first project. I'm not sure how difficult it's gonna be to cut my glass pieces, but I'm hoping to get them all done today. So we'll see how it goes. Let's get to work. I just finished putting all of my template stickers onto my glass, which actually took longer than I thought it would. I think because I was trying to be very particular about how I placed all of them, not only to make my cuts easier, but also to save as much glass as possible. So now it is time for the scary part, which is actually cutting all of them out. I am just going to be using this glass cutting tool, and you just hold it like a pencil and draw your cut line in one go, and then you use pliers to actually break the glass along that line. So wish me luck. I am going to be doing all of my cuts on top of this grid mat, which is meant to catch any small pieces of glass that might break off just in case, so I don't make a giant mess. And I'm also going to be wearing my safety glasses, which I don't think I've taken out of my toolbox since I installed my diesel heater. It feels a little funny to be wearing these again, but safety first.
Take me to the jungle, teach me tiger law, read to me a poem, sing to you a song, drunk in my devotion, laid out on your chest, student of abandon, with you I am blessed. All at once in a dream, we are together. You could call it a vision or tether. All at once I can see it, put back together. You could call it a vision or tether. All at once in a dream, we are together. You could call it a vision or a tether. All at once I can see it, put back together. You could call it a vision. You could call it a vision. You could call it a vision.
Okay, it's day 2. Yesterday went pretty smoothly, all things considered. I did run into a few issues. I broke a few pieces. I had to redo my design a little bit and make some changes because some of the shapes of the glass that I wanted to make, I don't think are possible. So I added a few lines of support in the design, but other than that, I think it went really smoothly. So today I'm taking all of those pieces and I'm gonna be kind of fine-tuning the cuts. I bought a glass grinder. This is what we're gonna be using to actually like shave down the edges to make sure everything fits together really well, like puzzle pieces. So I'll show you guys what I ended up having to do. I found that some of the glass was more prone to breaking than others. I think the textured glass broke on me quite a bit yesterday, so I ended up just making very rough cuts and leaving a generous border so that I can shave it off on the glass grinder today. But I will do that with every piece, and hopefully once I'm done, they will fit together a lot more nicely.
Where did the time go? How do we move so far away? Holding on, how much do we both take when love is in echo? I can't hear a word you're saying. I heard that you cried. Come this way, let me be a friend. My home's open wide. We can live here. There's nothing to fear if you try. If you keep believing, like rain falling soft from the sky, I'll tend to your needs. We can live here. We can live here. Oh, so bright and awake. My heart levitates. 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 We can live here. We can live here.
Well, the wind is picking up and the clouds are rolling in, so I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to do this, but the only thing left is figuring out a way to display our finished piece of stained glass. I thought about adding some jump rings to the edge of this while I was soldering so that I could attach a chain and hang it on display, but I wasn't totally sold on the idea, and so I didn't do that. But the great thing about soldering is that if I ever change my mind in the future, I can just go back and remelt the solder and add those in if I ever want to. But what I was thinking would be an even cooler idea is if I walked along the beach here and found a piece of driftwood to make a little base to mount it on top of. And that way I would have a special memory from the place I first made it. So if Olive will tolerate the wind right now, I think we're gonna try to walk up and down the beach, and she's gonna help me pick out a perfect piece of driftwood to finish out her project. The only thing we have left is to figure out how to display it. So Olive's climbing a tree. Maybe I just cut this corner first and see how that goes. Oh my god. Alright, I just have to do that like 1,000 more times. Olive! Oh god, sorry.